everybody. I think this is going to be my first video of 2021. Let's not even talk about 2020. I think there was many difficult things that happened in that year that we will all remember for a very long time. And there will be challenges of this year. We are starting the year still in a pandemic, and I am hoping, and I definitely do think, that by Christmas next year we're going to be back to some kind of normal, which also scares me a bit because I'm like, what the hell do we do? How do we go back to that? I don't know. What I do know is that every year I like to create some goals. My cat's going mad. I know I say that in every video, but that is the background noise. Every year I like to make some goals for myself, and they're always pretty nice goals. I am not at all the kind of person to be very strict and like, oh my god, I didn't do that thing, I am a bad person, blah de blah. And if you are the kind of person that tends to be quite hard on yourself, I would recommend probably not giving yourself goals for 2021. And if you do, maybe make them quite manageable and nice. Maybe things like looking after yourself more. Because I'm not that way, I create goals for myself, and sometimes they're bigger, sometimes they're smaller, and if I don't do them, I don't do them. I want to say that quickly because I really do think it's important that if you are going to be hard on yourself, that actually your goal should be nicer to myself. Because I'm quite easy on myself, I've given myself quite a few goals. And before we get into the video, I wanted to talk about two apps that I'm going to be using this year, which I've used for the past like 3 or 4 months of last year, that I've absolutely loved. One in particular, but there's two apps I'm going to be talking about really quickly. Both of them I've mentioned in a previous video, and I'd really like to know if you downloaded them, and if you did download them, please let me know. And if you've not yet, but you plan to, then please let me know too, because I'd really like to know how you're getting on with them. The first app I'm going to talk about is Reflectly. This is the one I've used so much this year. Every day you can put in how your day has gone. The thing that I've really liked about this is being an anxiety sufferer and having other stuff that goes on in my body and in my mind, I like to be able to look back on exactly like this time last month, was I feeling this way? And it's really helped me to understand what times of the months I need to be a bit more kind to myself and maybe get a bit more rest, and what times of the month I'm more likely to have more energy, because I've noticed since using this app when I'm more likely to feel nauseous or tired or low energy, and when I'm more likely to be able to get stuff done. So I found that so helpful. You can also upload photos, which I really like, because I like, on my Instagram, I always post on my highlights like what I was doing like every single day for different months, and I really like to be able to look back, but it's kind of like a 1 photo a day thing. So even if you don't have the best day, there's usually something in your day that feels good or feels positive, whether it's new bed sheets, I like my new bed sheets, whether it's your cat doing something cute, whether it's, I don't know, a friend said something nice to you. There's usually something in that day which is positive, and I just really like that the app has helped me to look for those positives and post them, and I'll be able to see all of the nice things that happened. There's also a part of the app where you can see your progress, or I don't like the word progress, where you can see a graph of how you were feeling. So if you were feeling just okay, it'll be like this, and then feeling a bit better, feeling a bit worse, so you can see exactly where it was in the month and stuff like that you were not feeling great. And I just think, honestly, this is one of the best apps that I've had. The other one is the app Done. This is a really easy to use, really nicely designed app, just like the other one, where you put on your goals, which I think is going to be so good, especially for this part of the year. You put in all of the goals that you'd like to make in the new year. Again, only if you are somebody that is going to be kind to yourself about it. But it could be anything, literally anything. Whether it's daily goals like drinking water, making sure you're drinking loads of water every day, making sure you have a chapter of a book you read a day, or whatever it is, going for a walk every day. You can create goals in the app that's daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. So it doesn't need to be a goal that you do every single day. You can also quit habits. So if you are wanting to stop drinking as much coffee, or stop smoking, or whatever it might be that you want to quit in the new year, there's also one for that. So I just think this app is the perfect thing to be using at this time of year, and just the perfect thing to talk about in this video. But again, the Reflectly app is the one that I really love, that's helped me so much. So I just thought I'd talk about them really quickly, and I will leave links for them down below if you want to download them. Getting into my goals, I have put my goals into 4 different categories: reading, work, anxiety and personal. I'm going to start with reading, and reading is something that I've gotten into so much more in the past couple of years, and it's just starting to become more part of my life and more part of videos I film and things I talk about. I like reading because it's such a low expectation task, and I think it's something that is personal, and the books you like is personal, whether you like to read non-fiction or fiction or romances or crime or whatever it is you like to read, you like to read. And I think the thing I really like about reading is you go into your own world and you can't really think about anything else when you're reading, and I just think it's the perfect self-care thing. And this year I think I read between 27 and 30 books, which is probably the most I've read in one year so far. So my reading goals of this year, my first one is to read 30 books. Ideally I would like to read a little bit more than that because I want to put a lot of time into that, especially this first part of the year where I'm unemployed. Hopefully that won't be the way for the whole year, but at the moment that's the way it is. So I would like to read at least 30 books this year. My next reading goal is to read at least one book with at least 500 pages. I think it's easy to try and go for the smaller books because you want to get more reading done, but the chunky books are where it's at. I think that's where there's some really good big books, and I want to be able to read at least one that's over 500 pages long. My next goal is kind of a reading / YouTube goal, and I want to do at least 3 reading challenges this year. I really enjoyed when I did 24-hour reading challenge, and I really like watching those kinds of videos. They're just relaxing to me, and there is still, no matter, I've done YouTube for such a long time, and there's still this thing that's like, oh, but what if this person sees it and they think this about you? There's still that thing in the back of my head, and so I want to get that thought out of my mind and just do what I want to do. And so that is something I'm really looking forward to, is just doing reading challenges. My last one is the hardest one, and the one I'm worried about, and that is to not buy any new books this whole year unless it's with a voucher. I got 2 vouchers for Christmas for books, and I'm going to use them very sparingly. I think I might allow myself to buy charity shop books as well, because it's supporting a charity shop, it's supporting a local charity shop, it's just maybe fine. If I'm really desperate and I'm really just wanting to buy books, then I'll go to a charity shop, but I'm only allowed to buy books with a voucher or from a charity shop. And even then, the charity shop I'm going to be very stringent about, just because I have so many books I've not read yet, and my bookshelves are very full, and I just want to be able to get through them before I can buy more books, and hopefully that helps me to get through them more as well. Moving on to my anxiety goals. Anxiety goals is a funny one because your anxiety is the way it is at the moment, and there's many things you can do for your anxiety to make it better, but I think when you're creating goals for your mental health, you need to be very, very careful not to push yourself, because I do believe that if you push yourself really, really far where you're not ready, that can make you feel worse if you're not able to do it. So with my anxiety goals, I'll make them, and if they don't happen, they don't happen. But the anxiety goals I have for this year, the first one is to stay somewhere overnight. I think this one I'm going to be able to manage because my boyfriend's just moved to probably a 5-minute walk from my house, so I think that one we will do. I would really like to stay somewhere else with Drew, maybe like on our anniversary to go to a hotel or something, whether the pandemic lets us or whether my anxiety lets us, we will see, but I think that would be just such a nice thing to do. We've never done anything like that together. My next one is I want my mum and dad to be able to go away. My parents have never really been able to go away together because I get so anxious and panicked. This will be a hard one for me, and it's actually difficult to talk about on the internet. Even though I do talk about a lot of things on the internet, that one's hard because I am going to be 25 very soon, and it feels like I should be able to do that easily, and I can't. And that is the way it is. And so if you're in that similar position, I am also, and I just find it really hard, and there's a lot around that that I'm not going to talk about right now, but that is one of my goals. And the last one is to keep challenging my OCD. I think this year actually has been a real breakthrough with my OCD. I went through, during the real lockdown, my OCD was just really, really, really awful and really tough. I think now I am at a place with my OCD where I really feel able to challenge it, and I really want to keep challenging it as much as I possibly can, whilst also keeping myself safe. The next goals are my work goals. If you didn't know, I work in social media. I help businesses create their social media strategies and create content for them, that kind of thing. I really enjoy it, and also it's something I can do from home, so with my anxiety it's pretty good. However, pandemic came. I lost most of my jobs. I gained a couple more, I've lost them again. Social media is just, or being freelance in general, is just a really hard thing when it comes to all of this. It's not a steady and reliable source of income, and that's quite tough. So this year I would really, really like to get 2 more clients to do social media for, hopefully more, but that's my goal, is 2 clients that I've not had before. Hopefully I'll get there. Who knows? Who actually knows? I would really like to, because I find being unemployed difficult, like many do. My next one is to make a website for myself. I've never made a website before, so this might be a bit of a challenge, but I want to try and make myself a website. Hopefully it can help me get more work. And the last one is to upload 2 videos a week to YouTube. I don't make loads of money from YouTube at all. It's definitely not anything to like, I definitely wouldn't include it in my monthly earnings or anything like that, because it's just not enough to be reliable. But I still would kind of consider it work, because I am working hard on videos, and I really, really, really like to properly do two videos a week no matter what. And I'm pretty sure I said that last year, but I really want to do it this year. And my last goals are just personal goals for myself. I want to learn 5 new dishes to make, like really, really well, so it's really easy to make them. I have a phobia of sick, and so cooking's really tough. I get really paranoid about germs and food poisoning and stuff like that. I want to drink more water, classic, drink more water. I want to write more, and again, I think that's pretty classic New Year's resolution. And I want to make more. I want to make more things with clay and with paint and with lots of different things, and not really worry about, sometimes it feels like I'm wasting time if I'm doing something that doesn't make money, and I want to just not. I want to just have fun with things and just make things, because I really love doing that. So that was all of my goals of this year. It was quite a few, but they're all quite nice. None of them are too big and scary. Probably the biggest and scariest one is my mum and dad staying away, just because my thoughts catastrophize so much around that. But hopefully if that happens, I can vlog it and help somebody that's also in that same boat. I know quite a few of you have difficulties staying on your own without your support people around. But yeah, I would love to know if you are creating goals this year. If you are not, that's great as well. But if you are, I'd love to know what your goals are this year. Maybe I can steal some of them, because I just like creating goals. It feels nice. Even if I don't get there, it's just nice to work towards something, I think. So yeah, hopefully this year we will just get through it like we did last year, and hopefully have some calm and some happiness. And yeah, thanks very much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!